RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
What's up? All right, guys, where you been? Where have I been? I know, it's been a while. I feel like it's been 1,000 years. I apologize for the delay, and all I can say is become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. That's it, man. I have to, I got to keep the lights on in Tarabuster Studios, so it's difficult. Sometimes things come up and I can't. I can't record. Anyway, it really does suck. I hate that too, because it's I miss you guys, and we need to get together. And in the last days of this American Republic, at least we have each other. But I see the chat room filling up. Thank you, Jim, for your super chat already right out of the gate. I really appreciate it. And I see Winston in the chat. Nice to see you, Winston. I'm sure more people will be showing up. Hello, Steve. Nice to see you. So, let's see. I forgot all of the... What do I have to say? Where are my plugs here? Oh, yeah. Well, this is Unapologetic Liberal Talk. We are on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, and humanity. And I'll bring the receipts tonight because there's so much going on that I mean, it's really true. Decency, dignity, democracy, and humanity are on the ballot. So we have to pretty much overwhelm the Republicon dirty tricks and send these traitors to history's trash pile, because that not only do they hate America, they are confused by America, and I have some examples of that tonight. But I also have some examples of how much. And actually, the other day I was on DC Report with Brad Bannon, and that was on Monday, and we were discussing basically that it's what I say all the time. Republicans are unfit. They are unfit to lead a drunken conga line, much less a modern nation. And that's why they're attracted to this death cult, which really, at this point, they don't have an interest in democracy at all. As you notice, with the Maramoron raid, where not even a raid, where they kissed Trump's ass. They would have raided my house if I walked off with classified documents, not even worse than classified. Documents that shouldn't leave. They need to be, if you need to read these documents, you need to have beyond top secret security, and you have to read them in a location. You don't take them to freaking Maramoron. But the changing excuses for that. But not only do the Republicans hate America, they're confused by America. And, well, that's what I was saying. First of all, before I get into it, is it 304? Is it 304 haiku? I wrote 204. It's, I forget. Hey, I forget. It's like one big show. It's one long show. I didn't know that. Thank you, Haiku, for keeping me honest here. I'll have to whatever. We'll deal with it later. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, well, let me just do some plugs, because this show is not only carried on the regular suspects, it's also on Progressive Voices, of course, and FYINation.com. I don't even know what's going on with the FYI Nation, frankly, but I don't know. I haven't heard from Thomas in a while. He gets distracted easily, and now he's doing, I don't even know what the hell he's up to. He's doing something with some I don't even know, animation, some space thing. I have no fucking idea. Okay, whatever. He'll be back. And also APS Radio News, which is our most recent or the newest network that's carrying this show, and I really appreciate that. APS Radio News is run by an incredible person, and we need the independent liberal media. Well, it's not specifically liberal, APS Radio News, but it is an independent media source that I guys, check it out and support the independent media, because without that, we would only have the freaking corporate media. So, and the show is also carried on Rokfin.com, which you can get free shows on there, but you can also become a member and access premium content as well. All right. That's enough out of me for that, and we'll do some more plugs later, if I can remember. But okay, let me get into it. Well, where do we want to begin? So, it's been a week, right? Jesus Christ. And thank you, Richard, for your super chat. And if you're on any other platform, come on over to youtube.com/C for channel/Tarabuster. That's where I'm going to be reading and hanging out with the chat room, because this is where we have the greatest chat room in American history is now. It's happening right now, and you don't want to miss it. So, all right. So, yeah, that's what I went off on, I lost my train of thought, as usual. But we were talking about, I was on DC Report with Brad Bannon on Monday, and we were discussing, you know, a lot of times when I'm on that show on Sunday, we will get in contact, you know, on email usually, and discuss what topics we want to talk about on the show. And you leave it to Sunday because God knows, you know, you never know what's going to happen. And at that point, I was praying that Trump would be in prison by Monday, but no such luck so far. And my suggestion was, let's talk about really, you know, we could talk about the Maramoron raid, and, you know, we'll talk about that here too. But also, the most, I don't know, the most baffling thing, or the baffling, I don't know, how am I trying to put this? But it's not baffling. It's just deplorable, really. The deplorables. Watching so many horrible people in positions of power. And, like, for example, Lauren Boebert, banned from the bowling alley. Of course, her, you know, I mean, it takes a lot to get banned from your local bowling alley. It's not exactly the Ritz-Carlton. But she got banned because her and her husband was there flashing his underwhelming penis at underage girls. And I suppose she's just a horrible person. Not only is she a horrible person, but she's apparently, I mean, apple doesn't fall far from the tree. She's raising horrible brats. And this is another reason why I miss doing the show this past week. But because this happened a couple of days ago, I don't know if you saw that Lauren Boebert's neighbors called 911 because the underwhelming sexual predator, Jason Boebert, was vandalizing the neighbors' mailboxes. And it all stems from the sons, one of the sons, I don't know how many, maybe she's got 4. They have 4 boys. And they're being raised like monsters, like horrible brats. And what do I always say here? Republicans are not, they lack the fundamental maturity to function in a democracy. That's why they hate America. I don't care how many flags they wave. They not only hate America, they're confused by America. And that because they have a child's understanding, and worse than a child's understanding of what this thing is, but it's a schoolyard bully's understanding, and they don't even try to understand, because that would take intellectual curiosity, and it might take effort. And if we know anything about them, they don't like to work. They really don't. They need the shortcuts. They want everything handed to them. Like Trump, he's always, we talked about this too. They want all the benefits of civilization, but they don't want any of the responsibilities that we have to each other. And they also don't want to work, like when, hold on a second, here comes the music. I have to pay attention to the music on Fridays, you know that. Hold on, we'll be right back. So, like when Trump, the con man was, he's very jealous, for example, that Barack Obama received a Nobel Peace Prize, which, I don't know, whatever. At the time, I was like, he's getting a Peace Prize merely for not being George Bush. That's what it seemed like to me. But, okay. Other than that, you have to be nominated. You have to be nominated by certain, people in positions of authority, and you also have to. There's a board that votes for who wins Nobel prizes, and Trump he's just a jealous little bitch. So they would, and all of his sycophants, all of the little Nazis, and they're not incipient Nazis. I used to call Republicans incipient Nazis, but they're not incipient anymore. They're right out in the open Nazis. So would chant Nobel, 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 as if, he wanted a Nobel Peace Prize. They want all of the accolades of elite society. That's why they hate it. They're always talking about the elites and people who eat arugula and go to college and whatnot, right? The liberal elites in the universities, highfalutin universities, all that education and reading books and whatnot, because they don't want to work. They don't want to learn. It's like when I was a child, I didn't understand history. I understood American history like a child understands American history. Tonto, and that's not even American history. I saw the Lone Ranger and Tonto. That's what I thought. That cowboys and Indians hung out together, and that's what. And on Thanksgiving, the Native Americans gave the settlers maize, right? And I only knew it was called maize, and is it even called maize? I don't even know at this point, because there was a commercial about, you call it corn, but we call it maize, when I was a kid. So, and that's the understanding I had of American history, but it's a bit more complex than that. And frankly, it's more interesting and fascinating. And, I highly encourage these Republican traitors to maybe brush up on it a little. And they think they're strict, these constitutional, everything's unconstitutional until, see, the Constitution, they're like Goldilocks. The government is just right. The size of government is just right in the ways that they feel it benefits them alone. Because they're babies. They haven't grown out of thinking they are the center of the universe. All right, and we know this. And I've had a lot of therapy in life, so I'm capable of, I really am an armchair therapist. So thank you for letting me share. And let's listen to there's a couple of things I want to play right now. Well, let's start off with this Lauren Boebert's neighbors calling 911 on their wonderful neighbor and representative. How lucky them.
911, what's the address of the emergency? Repeat the address for me one more time to make sure I have it correct.
Silk, Colorado.
Okay, perfect. Your phone number you're calling me from, sir? All right, that's what we're showing here as well. Tell me exactly what happened.
There's a domestic situation happening right in front of my driveway, and now he's driving away, I think, just about fighting. It's bad. It's Lauren Boebert's jackass husband, Jason. He's running over my mailbox right now.
Can you believe this?
Stop, you jackass!
Vandalizing.
Get the fuck out of here.
The neighbor's mailbox.
And you said
Come on, man.
Over your
What
mailbox?
are you doing? What did we do wrong?
What
I live
did
here.
we do wrong?
I didn't even...
Sir, talk to me. Sir?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
I need
There's
some...
about to be some shit going down here.
Okay, who is the gentleman
it's
that's been over your
Boebert's
mailbox?
jackass husband.
Lauren?
Jason Boebert.
Jason? Okay.
Lauren Boebert's
What's he
husband.
driving?
Yeah, Lauren Boebert, the congresswoman. He's driving a Ford pickup F-150.
The
He's racing back up to his house.
It's
What color
incredible.
is that Ford?
Up and down the neighborhood. Dark gray. Charcoal
Dark gray?
His
And you
kid's
said it
been
was a
driving up and
domestic?
down the neighborhood in a Razor. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
He and her were arguing?
It just about came to blows. Huh?
Who was Jason
Yeah,
arguing
there's a lot
with?
of arguing.
Okay. Who was Jason arguing
Everybody
with
in the
at the end of your
neighborhood.
driveway? Okay. So is his
Everybody
wife there,
in
or
the
is he just-
neighborhood.
At the end of my driveway. My wife is here. I'm here. My neighbor's here.
Okay.
His kid was racing up and down our 25-mile-an-hour street doing 50 miles an hour in a Razor, and then he told my neighbor to fuck off when he came out to tell him to slow down.
That's a
And
child.
the next thing we know, his dad, Jason, comes down here trying to claim that somebody took a swing at his kid. And
Right?
nobody...
Okay. So you follow the story so far. There's the spawns of Boeberts. Boebert, I mean, we'll have to come up with a name for them. The little pustules of the Boeberts were speeding around their neighborhood in they're called Razors, like ATV type vehicles. And, they're doing that. They can go pretty fast. So one of the neighbors says, slow down. And the little Brett, who the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, says to, you know what he says to the neighbors? Fuck off, or fuck you, something like that. And you'll hear it in the 911 call. And then they continue to speed around the neighborhood with absolutely no regard for anybody but themselves, because that's who they are. That's the Republican way. And they he runs up to his daddy, and then daddy comes down saying, somebody threatened my kid. Can you believe this? Of course you can, because isn't that the way it is? They're training their spawns to be good Republicans. They really are. Because if anyone ever challenges you, you don't say, "Oh, gee, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I'll be more careful. I'm just want to be a good neighbor here." You blame. You say "fuck off," and then you go cry victim. Right? Haiku on the chat. Do you know who my mommy is? Well, this is what they're being taught. Look at their rat-faced little fascist bitch mother. What does she do for a living? Besides lie and foment violence and complain on Twitter. That's what she does. She rage tweets for $170,000 a year. And what does her drunken-ass sexual predator husband do? He gets $500,000 a year from an oil company that, by the way, Lauren, banned from the bowling alley Boebert, didn't even report until it was on. She was forced to. She says she forgot to report it. What a bitch! Hold on. Traitors. Bunch of traitors. Traitors and grifters, excuse me. So let's continue with the 911 call.
Did. But this guy, Jason Boebert, is as dumb as a post, but this guy is so irrational. So irrational. He just got chest to chest, face to face, looking to fight. And we're talking about everybody in the neighborhood.
Fight the whole
Everybody here is a neighbor. So he just drove off. He's at his house. He just went up the street.
He's at his house now?
Yep.
Okay.
I think my neighbor called the sheriff earlier, or 911. I don't know.
What's the
There
address
hasn't
of his
been any
house, sir?
response.
Do you know the address of
I
his
don't
house?
know.
Okay.
Nope.
And
Okay. He's on the same side of the street, probably 4 houses up.
Okay. Has anybody been drinking or doing drugs?
I don't know.
They are.
Not anybody here.
Okay.
We just live here. We just were asking his kids to slow down, and he flipped out.
Understand
Jason's
completely.
probably drunk, so
Okay.
you could probably
Did
get
he
him
have
for
any
DUI
weapons?
because he just drove down here.
Sir, do you have
Charming.
any
Sure,
weapons?
he's
Charming
loaded to
people.
the hilt. Do you know who his wife is?
I
Lauren
do.
Boebert. She's
Okay.
loaded. They all have guns. Yes.
Okay. Just
She's
I don't
loaded.
know if anybody
They all
has
have
guns
guns.
on them.
Okay.
I would
Not a
guess
problem,
he's
sir.
drunk, and yeah, of course he owns guns.
Are you okay?
Is it-
Has anybody
they're-
been injured?
I'm fine. I'm just
They're
a little
horrible.
rattled. I can't believe what's going on here, and the cops haven't shown up. And now it's all over, but I still wouldn't let him get away with it.
Okay. And, sir, what's your
I
name,
mean,
please?
he's threatened everybody that I know that's standing here right now.
What's your name, sir? And your last name, sir?
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you. And you said he threatened you?
He did not. Well, he just told me to shut the fuck up. I didn't say a word. I was
Okay.
standing next to my mailbox, but he was about to run over, and I walked up there, and you
Unreal.
heard that part of the conversation. But he had already told me to shut the fuck up, and he was pissed off at my neighbor because he told his son to slow down on his razor, ripping up and down the neighborhood. It's all he did. He didn't do anything bad. He told him to slow down. He flagged him down on the razor by waving his hand. The kid stopped. He said, "Please slow down. This is a residential street. There's kids and animals all over the place." And the kid, of course, being who he is, said, "Fuck off," and gunned it and ripped down the street about 55 miles an hour.
Well, there you go.
And then
nice.
5
Nice-
minutes later,
Nice family.
he shows back up in the passenger seat with his dad driving a pickup truck, a Ford F-150,
Wah.
and that's when all hell broke loose.
Somebody
And I
threatens
was
me.
out on the street. I had to run up to my house
Like a
100
little
yards away
Republican.
and grab my phone to call you. And by the time we were on the phone and I got back out to the street, you heard the rest.
Okay. We're getting this out to the officers. I got 3 en route to you, okay?
Thank you very much.
Absolutely,
Anything else
sir.
you need from me?
Nope, that'll be everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, then.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
There's another one. Hold on.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
We got these teenagers going up and down the street on this in the dune buggy, and they won't even stop. They won't even stop with us in the middle of the road, and they're young. They're going up now. It's the Boeberts. If you know who the Boeberts are.
I do not. I'm sorry.
Oh, anyway, I need a sheriff out here.
And exactly where is this happening? What's your address there so I can give them a good location to start from?
I live at. And then when you get here, I can ride up to you to their house.
Okay. So you know who is
I know who it is.
correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't know the kid's name exactly. They got 4 boys.
Gotcha. Hang on real quick. And what are they doing?
Our wonderful congressman.
They're speeding, you know those dune buggy things everybody's driving now? Those razors or
Did
whatever?
you hear that person in the background? Yeah, there's our wonderful congresswoman. Because this is their congresswoman and neighbor. Can you effing believe this? Of course you can, because this is who they are. They are out of control. The Republican Party is out of control. And why are they, one of the questions that Brad Bannon asked on when I was on DC Report, he asked what should we do? You know, because they're violent They're unhinged. What do we do? And my response is we need to crush them legally and peacefully without apology. Mercilessly. Crush them into the dirt, into the dung heap of history. Come down, like they're now all threatening the FBI. We, all the patriots of this country, and including the FBI, it's just like we can't just take them with a grain of salt anymore. The asshole who was now burning in hell, the one who went to the FBI office and shot a nail gun at the glass and then ran away. He shot the nail gun at the glass because he was trying to break the glass. And then he discovered it was, I guess, reinforced and wasn't easily breakable. But he was going to break the glass, and he had an assault weapon. So I suppose his brainiac plan was to break the glass and then murder all the FBI agents inside. Well, as many as he can, or could. But now he's burning in hell. But that's what we have to crush them. Like, for example, when Obama was president and they commissioned a report about domestic terrorism, and one of the conclusions, which, we already know, is that right-wing domestic terrorism is the greatest threat to this country. Not Muslim and not Islamic terrorism, which exists, but it was right-wing domestic terrorism that was a more immediate threat. And, of course, the Republicans, who hate America and just about everybody in it, when they got their con man in office, despite receiving fewer votes, they of course, at the time when Obama was in office, they all cried and whined about this report, saying they were being picked on. Well, if you're not a Nazi and a domestic terrorist, then what the fuck? Why are you taking it so personally? And, of course, when the con man was squatting in the White House despite receiving fewer votes, they decide. What did they do? They released they started. What was it? They they fabricated. They fixed the facts around the policy, which was they maintained that Antifa was the greatest threat to this country. And we know that's bullshit, because Antifa is not even an organization. But these fuckers, you see what I'm saying? They hate this country. So what do when you hate America? You flood it from sea to shining sea with lies, and then you elect absolute horrible people. These they're not good people. Make America great again. How? You're not even good. What does that mean? Make America great. How about start with being good? Be a good neighbor. You want to be a representative? And you're committing vandalism against your neighbors? And then, as we know, Lauren Boebert's sexual predator husband is receiving $500,000 as a consultant on an energy board or something. He's a moron. The only reason he's on there, it's a bribe. It's an absolute friggin' bribe. He's a drunk. He's a God knows what else he is. He's a disgusting person who can't keep his dick in his pants. Now, mind you, when he took his dick out of his pants, and according to, in public, I should say, according to Lauren Boebert's book that she, of course, she didn't write herself, had ghostwritten by some sad sucker. She's the victim, and her husband is the victim of that story, that he was being pressured so much, you know, and he had to whip it out. And mind you, how do you turn that story into a story of you're the victim? Your sexual predator husband flashed underage girls in a bowling alley. He took his dick out in public. What's the plausible excuse for that? Unless your dick was on fire in your pants, I don't know. You leave it. You leave it in your pants. Oh, but he was the victim. He was being pressured. Really? Hold on. God. So, yes. And then, mind you, when Lauren and her husband, they weren't married at the time, their future hubby, what a catch, were at this bowling alley. They were there to kind of, they were there as a family. So she was there with her stepfather or something. I don't know. The father, Boebert's dumbass father, was there to meet this guy. So I guess it was like that was the first time they were running the boyfriend past the family. And that's what you do. You're there meeting your future in-laws, and that's your first impression. The best impression you can make is that you whip your dick out of your pants. And now their little brats are running around the neighborhood like a bunch of they're like trolls, Twitter trolls come to life, of course. Little brats, little fuckers, and you know they're assholes. These aren't kind people. These are the bullies in class. These are the ones who pick on the so-called weaker children. Maybe the quiet children, the artistic children, right? These fuckers, of course, they always probably come in groups surrounding and mocking people. Probably, I'm not saying, I don't know, but we can all imagine. If that's how they act to adults in the neighborhood, how do they act to children? Their peers when nobody's looking. Well, let's continue. There's only about a minute left in the call.
He's just speeding up and down the road, all over the place, just fricking through his property, up, just, he's going like 50 miles an hour, and this is a residential lane. There's kids, and we tried to stop him, and he just freaking cussed at us and just left.
Okay. All right. What's your name and phone number, please, ma'am?
My name is, and my phone number is.
And just repeat that phone number to make sure I have it correct, please.
Am I getting?
Okay, that's what we're showing here as well. Thank you. Let me go ahead and get this out to my officers, okay? If they do come back, definitely call us back immediately, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Unbelievable. Well, and you know what happened? Nothing. The cops came, and no one was arrested. I don't know how Lauren Boebert's husband wasn't arrested for vandalism. But, she's a representative of the people. The cops apparently said this is a neighbor dispute and everyone should work it out, right? You can only work something out with somebody who wants to work it out with you. Somebody who wants to meet you halfway. That's why the Republican Party is a lost cause. Yeah, the same one. She's all about railing against woke culture. Maybe she needs to be a little bit woke. Well, I mean, we're asking too much. She's a moron. We know she failed the GED test 4 times, and then people voted for her. Who fucking votes for her? Who voted for her? And you're going to do it again? Oh, well, here's another one of Lauren Boebert's fellow traitors. I don't know if you saw this. Here's perjury Traitor Greene. At a town, I guess she was meeting her constituents or something. Something's happening here. She's at a town hall. Listen. It's amazing.
We're all here in Georgia. Can we just say thank God for air conditioning? Let's talk about refrigerators. I personally like my refrigerator. I know you all like yours. What about washing machines and dryers? Lord, please God, don't make me scrub clothes in a bucket and have to hang them out on the line when we switch over to wind turbines and solar panels. I'm going to be really pissed off about that.
You hear this? Do you hear this? She thinks, okay, she's railing against renewable energy, solar power. She's saying that she doesn't want to have to go and scrub her clothes by hand because when the sun goes down, there'll be no more power. That's what it sounds like, right? Haiku on the chat says, "Oh fuck, more Republican stand up." This is what it reminded me of. I've been to a zillion open mics, as you probably know. And that's what it feels like. She's trying out some very bad material on a bunch of very sad people, I suppose. They have to be sad if they showed up to a perjury Traitor Greene event.
I like the lights on. I want to stay up later at night. I don't want to have to go to bed when the sun sets. It's so silly. I mean, all of this is absolutely insane.
It's so insane. Can you believe this? It says we can do it, right? Yeah, there's a poster behind her. It's a, Rosie the Riveter poster from the past. And she doesn't understand what it is. She thinks it's like, I'm tough. We're women and we can be tough. But she has no grasp of history. So what does she know? But do you hear what she's saying? She thinks that when the sun goes down, so she will also have to go to sleep because the lights will be out if we go to solar energy. And she doesn't want to do that. She likes her air conditioning and washer. And you know what? Worse than her very bad stand-up is... when I first saw this, I was like, of course we expect perjury Traitor Greene to be a moron, but who the fuck is clapping? Not only do they go to this event, but they're applauding her. They're applauding and agreeing with her. Listen.
We're all here in Georgia. Can we just say thank God for air conditioning?
Tip your waitress.
Let's talk about refrigerators.
That's what it's so
refrigerator.
I know
you all like yours. What about washing machines and dryers? Lord,
that
please
airplane
God, don't
food?
make me scrub clothes in a bucket and have to hang them out on the line when we switch over to wind turbines and solar panels.
Who is fucking clapping?
I'm really pissed off about that.
It sounds like an open mic.
I like the lights on. I want to stay up later at night. I don't want to have to go to bed when the sun sets.
Honey, I want you to go to bed.
I mean, all of
Take
this
a
is
nap.
absolutely insane.
It's so insane, everyone. Isn't it crazy that we have absolute morons in the halls of power? And they are. They are absolute morons. In fact, I saw another clip of Lauren banned from the bowling alley, Boebert, of course, once again, confused by this America thingy, talking about how, everybody's going to come for her guns, where there's going to be gun grabs, and if there are let me, where the fuck is it? If the reason we don't eat dogs, I kid you not, okay, is because we have guns in America. So let me see. Lauren Boebert. See, like in Venezuela, this is what she says, because she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about, of course, but she says in Venezuela they eat dogs. Here we have dog spas and dog candy and things like that. That's only because we have guns. These people are dumb. And what? Who votes for them? Yeah, here it is in Newsweek. Lauren Boebert says Venezuelans eat dogs because they have no guns. Speaking to Newsmax's Sebastian Gorka, Boebert, a far-right Republican, reflected on her confrontation with a 2020 Democrat presidential candidate Beto O'Rourke. Before Boebert had taken office, she confronted O'Rourke in an event in Aurora, Colorado. I can't talk. I don't know why. After he announced his commitment to taking citizens' AR-15s. Speaking about the importance of guns in America, Boebert told Gorka Americans would begin eating dogs like in Venezuela if guns are taken away from citizens. Yeah. They know no bounds. Hold on. Ah, nice to see you, Mark. Mark C in the chat room, everybody. I hope all is well, Mark. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Yeah, so what really upsets me is not that it's worse, that the fact that these people exist is there's nothing we can do. The morons are everywhere. They exist in every country, but you don't give them power. In normal countries, you don't give absolute morons power. Morons who think that they're going to have to go to bed. If we use solar energy, that it all disappears when the sun goes down. It's the same thing that the con man talks about. Wind power. If the fact is, it's not how it works. Oh, if the wind isn't blowing, there's no power. That's not how it works, you fucking assholes. Oh my God. And isn't it true that it's nothing stops them from shutting their traps? Not facts, no facts penetrate their brains, but what will stop these morons? In fact, I wish I had, now that I'm thinking about it, what was this? It was Charlie Kirk said. Charlie, I think, Kirk was talking about he's a proud he proudly never went to university, because that's why America is we're in so much trouble today, because so many people went to school. Yeah, okay, let's see. Was it Charlie Kirk? Anyway, whatever. I should have stuck that in my cap when I saw that, but I didn't. But yeah, I think it was Charlie Kirk. Anyway, whatever. When I saw that Lauren Boebert 911 incident, it reminded me of Sarah Palin. Remember that a couple years ago? Sarah Palin and her entire family got into a brawl, a fist fight at a house party in Anchorage, Alaska. First of all, they showed up uninvited to this person's house in a stretch Hummer, like the trash that they are. And you know it was a rental, of course, right? And they proceeded to get into a fist fight. It's unbelievable. Now imagine, right? Let's imagine if let's say Sasha or Malia Obama. Remember, maybe you saw it. I saw. How would you remember what I saw? Remember, there was one of the Obama girls a couple of years ago when she was still rather young. Somebody took a picture of her at a rave and she was smoking pot, and the fucking right-wingers went freaking-plectic. Like, who cares? Right? At least she was dancing, she smoked a little weed, whatever. She didn't get into a fist fight. No one had to call 911. She didn't say fuck you to anybody. She was at a concert, enjoying herself, enjoying her youth, smoking a little weed and listening to music. Who the hell can fault her? I don't know. You know, the same hypocrites, they've done the same thing. And worse, right? They've done the same thing and they've acted like assholes. But, of course, you know, it's anything to divide this country. That's what it's about. They hate America. They want the American people at each other's throats. And let me wait, hold on a second. I'm looking for this one thing. Oh, I didn't export it. Let's play it off of my computer. And thank you, Terry Taylor, for your super chat. Hold on. Don't we need a show every goddamn day? Right? I don't know about you. There's so much going on all the time. It upsets me that I can't do a show every day. All right, here. This is back. I meant to export this as a movie, but
interesting audio tape surfaced just hours ago that sheds new light on that now infamous brawl in which Sarah Palin and her family were caught up a few weeks ago. On the tape, you hear Palin's daughter, Bristol, in a raw and emotional state. We had to do a lot of bleeping for this next report.
Guy comes out of nowhere and pushes me on the ground, takes me by my feet, in my dress, in my thong dress, in front of everybody. Come on, you get the out of here. Come on, you get the
bullshit
out of here. I don't know this guy. I've never seen this guy in my life.
Yes. Let's unpack this. I call bullshit. Bristol Palin and her whole family showed up at some dude's house, and he, out of nowhere, pushed her on the ground and said, "Come on, you C-word." Who anybody else call bullshit? Right? It's like the same as Lauren Boebert's little brats running to their drunken-ass daddy, saying, "Oh, the neighbors threatened me." I don't even know this guy. I've never seen this guy in my life. Come on, you C-word. Get the F out of here. Who acts like that? You would just go over to somebody and push them on the ground and start cursing at them. No, I smell bullshit.
Out of here. I don't know this guy. I've never seen this guy in my life.
This is a new kind of Alaskan wildlife, the Palin family in their natural habitat. In a police recording from September, a hysterical Bristol Palin gives cops her version of how a party near Anchorage got wildly out of hand.
My little sister comes up to me and says some old lady just pushed me. She just hit me.
Okay.
Oh, hell no. No one's going to touch my sister.
No one's touching my sister. Some old lady just hit me. That's what happened, right? Some person, they're at a party. People walk in and you just go over and hit them. Sounds Sounds plausible.
Former vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin can be heard in the background.
What do you be doing pushing girls around?
What are you pushing girls? Pushing girls around? But you get the fuck out of somebody's house here. Take your trashy limo and your trash family back to Trash Central, wherever the hell that is.
The family found themselves embroiled in controversy when a fight involving up to 20 people erupted outside the party.
It was
Unreal.
like we were just on a Jerry Springer episode.
Witnesses say it all started when Palin's son, Track, allegedly attacked another partygoer, his
well,
sister
that's
Willow's
plausible.
ex-boyfriend.
I'm gonna defend my sister. She's 20 years old.
At some
Yes,
point in the
20.
melee, according to partygoer
Maybe.
Eric Thompson, Bristol Palin started pummeling another guest.
They were knocking his head back, and he sat there and took those shots.
Bristol insisted to police at the time that she wasn't the one who started it.
Took my $300 sunglasses. They took my shoes, and I'm just left here.
Political
They took my $300 sunglasses and my shoes. So they were hitting some guy, and he restrained himself. Oh, my God.
blogger Amanda Coyne reports the Palins had made an entrance befitting a more upscale soiree, arriving in a stretch Hummer. But as the beer began
That's
to flow,
upscale?
tempers began to flare.
A
They were knocking-
white one. A white stretch Hummer. Okay? Did I say, how many times did I say? These people are trash.
His head back, and he was straightening his head back up, and he'd get hit again.
Their departure, not quite so glamorous.
Some guy gets in my face, pushes me down on the grass, drags me across the grass. You this, you. I get back up. He pushes me down on the grass again. And
Yeah, sure, honey. Sure. Sure. It happened just like that. You're all a bunch of victims. I don't know what happens. Wherever you go, everyone's picking on you. That's the Republican way. Taking no responsibility. What part did you play, Bristol? Huh? Did you hit somebody? You hit some guy again and again, apparently? What the hell are you doing at somebody's house that you don't even know? Nobody invited them there. They just show up. And then, oh, well, here.
me by my feet. And he's the one that's leaving, and I have my 5-year-old.
According to reports,
With a 5-year-old. They're all drunk.
Sarah Palin had her mama bear claws out.
I heard Sarah Palin scream out, "You know who we are, don't you?"
Of course she did.
And no one involved in the brawl wanted to press charges. The Palin family could not be reached for comment.
Because they're dumb. Hold on, guys. Unreal. To quote Mike Malloy, have I mentioned yet tonight how much I hate these people? Look at how pink this camera looks. Look, hold on. That's supposed to straighten it out. I don't know. Doesn't seem to work. Thank you, Mark C., for your super chat. Oh, first of all, let me thank... Mark C. says, never underestimate the power of a small group of committed people to change the world. In fact, it is the only thing that ever has. Margaret Mead. Thank you for that reminder, Mark. And here we are. And thank you, Jim, for your super chat. As always, right out of the gate. And thank you, Richard W., for your super chat. Another great show, Tara. Thank you so much, Richard. I can't do it without you, and I wouldn't want to. And thank you, Terry Taylor, for your super chat and your very cute emoji. Or whatever that is. Little sticker guy. Very cute. Thank you so much. I can't do it without you. So, all right, let's keep going. Let me look at the time. Holy moly. It goes by so fast. We still have half a show. Half. So, okay, you know what I always say? Not only, well, the title of the show, Republicons. What is the title, actually, now that I'm saying it? Something about, well, they hate America. Not only do they hate America, they're confused by America. They are. They really are. And like, for example, Lauren Boebert saying that, another thing she said in this, if they take our guns there, we will be eating dogs. Stupid comment is that if they take our guns, how else will we rise up against the government? I'm so sick of that bullshit. Now, you know that that Joe Biden, that they understand, and it's actually heartening to see on the corporate media that the alarm bells are ringing about these fascist freaks, and they're using the F word, fascism, of course. But Joe Biden is, where is this? They're going to have a summit. Joe Biden summit. A September summit targeting hate-fueled violence. I don't know if the summit, who needs a summit? You know what I mean? We don't need a summit. We need to crush them. I don't want a summit. I don't need a meeting. I might need an AA meeting, but I don't need a meeting of a summit where we discuss what we already know, what's right in front of us. Unless the summit is to bring people together to come up with an action plan, and it doesn't include a constant reminder of we're the United States. There's nothing we can't do if we do it together. And this is bipartisan. That's not going to do it. The Republican Party, and, well, let me just finish that thought. The Republican Party is a rotting corpse. And this week, Liz Cheney lost her primary, but as I watched the Traitors dance on her, just dance on Twitter, metaphorically, right? Celebrate, talking about how, we got rid of her and all that. It reminded me of the terrorists on 9/11 dancing as if they won something. You may have inflicted this blow, but you didn't win. You won nothing. And all you did was, you really didn't do it. You just unleashed the sleeping giant. Because Liz Cheney now is unfettered. She's like a rabid dog on a chicken wing. She will take that fucking con man down. That is her primary purpose, like the Terminator. And I have to respect her for that. Now, I hate her for everything else. I mean, I hate her for her policies. And Republicans, as you know, it wasn't enough that she voted for the con man's policies 99% of the time. She had to latch on to the lie, the cult of personality. The big lie that is destroying this country. And she wouldn't do it. So I got to respect her for that. And I believe, one of the things that I know and what's really annoying about corporate media besides everything else is how this is what qualifies as journalism. Are you running for president? Are you running for president? As if that's the fucking... That's the greatest question ever. Are you running for president? Are you going to run for president? We just had a friggin' election, and they started asking people, are you running for president? Are you running for president? Shut the fuck up. I wish they were that fierce, that dedicated and motivated to ask such questions when it came to income disparity and upward immobility, for Christ's sakes. If only, when the middle class fell below 50% of the population during the con man's disgusting administration, no, not even a peep on the corporate media. That should have been the repetitive question. What are we going to do about that? What are we going to do about that? You know what I mean? Because the reason we're even fighting a fascist coup is because of that. It's into that income disparity and upward immobility, and part, it's not the complete reason, it's also racism. You know, all of the fissures of disunity. But the con man and people like him, they exploit the fears and the stressors that go on in this country, the upward immobility, the income disparity, and they point the fingers at the other, people with darker pigment. Never at the top, never where it actually belongs. So, you know, I wish the corporate media was that dedicated. But, you know, are you running for president? Are you running for president? Of course, Cheney said she wasn't going to announce anything. It was just ridiculous. But the thing is, she probably will. Because if it siphons votes from the con man, you know, she'd be doing us a favor. That's what should happen. All decent Republicans, if there are any left out there, they should run in all local races too. Siphon votes away from all of the grifters and the scumbags and the liars, the big lie spreaders. Right? Anyway, we'll see what happens with that, with Cheney. I have to say, you know, you got to give her respect. What she said, she could have won her primary, but she wouldn't do that one thing, and spread the big lie, like the rest of them. And that's why the Republican Party is a lost cause. It's a rotting corpse, and the fact that they were dancing and celebrating getting rid of Cheney, that what they did was a marker of the death of the Republican Party. It's done. It's a corpse. Hold on. They need to, I mean, the Republican Party is a rotting corpse, and it needs to, you know, we need to bury it 6 feet under, legally and peacefully, metaphorically speaking. And, yeah, so a couple of things. I see the time, and let me see. Hold on. Do I see the time? Yeah. All right. There's a couple of things. Like, for example, the reason I called this show, you know, whatever I called it, about Republicans hate America. Not only do they hate America, they're confused by it. Here's an example. I don't know if you saw this. All righty. Public schools receive "In God We Trust" poster as a new Texas law requires their display. This is what they do. "In God We Trust" has to be displayed in all Texas public schools because that's what matters, right? That matters. And, you know, we have income disparity, upward immobility, the big lie. We got traitors storming the Capitol. We got a con man wiping his ass with classified documents. And, you know, the real problem to these fuckers is that they perceive we don't have enough God in government. See, because they are confused by America. You understand? This government was created as the antidote to the government that they are trying to reestablish here. One where the rich run and own everything and everybody else toils in the field and does expect nothing from government. You know, government exists to keep the rich richer, to make that's it. To make, well, and also have wars. Make the rich richer, keep them in the catbird seat of power, and ensure that the little people are in the field toiling without pestering their betters, awaiting their rewards in heaven. That's the system the founders overthrew. And that's the one that they're trying to reestablish at home. And I mean, the more they do these polls, which drive me insane, of course, but when they're polling these Republicans, and they're saying the Republicans they're frightening, all right, because they hate America. They think they have no problem overthrowing democracy. All the while they'll wave the flag. So where the fuck is this? Hold on a second. Let me show you. Let me show you my screen. All right. Brian Hughes, the here. Okay. He's holding up one of the In God We Trust frames that are going to be displayed in every Texas school. So, this is State Senator Brian Hughes of Texas. All right, follow with me. I'll read his tweet. This is what he tweeted. The national motto, In God We Trust, asserts our collective trust in a sovereign God. Now, anybody? I'm sure you're way ahead of me. What's wrong with that sentence? Yeah. It's not, In God We Trust is not our national motto. You fucking traitors. You see, they hate America. Our national motto, the one that the founders gave us, instilled in us, as the touchstone for this liberal democracy, is E pluribus unum. In God We Trust came in the 50s when asshole conservative freaks were trying to say that we weren't like the commies, the godless commies, and they plastered In God We Trust everywhere and put it on the money. One nation under God. They put it in the Pledge of Allegiance. Because they hate America, you understand? So that's what I always say, and they prove me right all the time. Not only do they hate America, they are confused by America. And they'll wave the flag all the while changing America. You see, because they fucking hate America. They hate the constitutionally limited democratic republic, the secular nation of laws, the pluralistic, multiracial, liberal democracy of, by, and for the people that promotes the general welfare over the welfare of the entrenched elite. They hate that country. So that's why they're absolutely waging war against this country. So give me an effing break. Now, I saw this tweet, the national motto, In God We Trust. And of course I responded, hey, traitor, the United States national motto is E pluribus unum, not In God We Trust. You fascists claim to love America, but never stop trying to turn it into the very system the founders rebelled against. But I pointed it out. And much to my dismay, nobody else did. I looked at this whole thread. Usually people, you see the response. No one else pushed back and said, that's not the national motto. And this is how Republicans destroy this country. They redefine it with their bullshit, like saying this country was founded on Judeo-Christian values. That's bullshit too. And saying that the Second Amendment is so we could rise up against the government. That's absolute bullshit. So they keep manipulating and, transforming, insidiously redefining the country that they pretend to love. They can only pretend to love it. because they fucking hate it. As evidenced, as illustrated by every goddamn move they make. They can't. You notice that the Republicans, the chatter apparently online, the violent chatter of these traitors, they're not out there talking about let's go out and vote. Let's take the vote. Let's knock on doors and build coalitions and convince our neighbors that we have, a conservative way to promote the general welfare, to make a economically vibrant and upwardly mobile working class majority. They're not doing that. They're talking about killing people. They're talking about assaulting Americans, violence, committing violent acts. They're talking about civil war. But my response to that, and I know, the sad thing is that they are violent. They always have been. Like the, Timothy McVeigh. That's who they are. They've always been that. And now, in the halls of the Republican Party itself, they're being enabled by, not by the fringe, but by their very core, by their, not the backbenchers, by their old guard. The Chuck Grassley, the fucking Ted Cruz, the trade, all of these effing traitors are out there spreading the big lie, sucking Trump's ass like it's a goddamn lollipop, and fomenting violence against the government that the founders fought a revolution to create and entrust to us. That's what they hate. They hate this effing democracy. I don't want to see you waving the flag, you effing traitors, because you are confused. You hate the flag. You want, it's like they want all the benefits of civilization but none of the responsibilities. It's the same thing. They like the symbols of America because the substance is so beyond them. God. I can't even, everywhere we look, they spread their insidious lies. The national motto, "In God We Trust." Just let it out, right? It just lays out there like a goddamn stink bomb. See, because they want the national motto to be "In God We Trust," because they fucking hate E Pluribus Unum. They hate the actual motto of the country. And you better believe that if this were they're talking about 1776. These cowards, you know what they would be pining for the king to trickle on them. You better believe it. They, just like they hate Jesus. They hate the Jesus. They pretend to worship this socialist hippie who hung out with the underdogs, right? Who said, "I'm here to go against the conservatives." The conservatives tell you an eye for an eye. I'm telling you, turn the other cheek. Everything about the Republican Party is a fraud, and that's why they run around, even the Lauren Boebert bitch with a, how dare she have representative before her name. That's her title? What has she ever done to represent the people? She hates her name. I mean, if you can't even get along with your neighbors, what a disgrace. What an absolute disgrace. You're not a good person. If your little spoiled brat, violent asshole, future Republican spawns don't know how to respect people, they don't know how to respect adults, they don't know how to act. It's their world. We all just live in it, right? Who cares if they run somebody over? That's what the lady said. We have kids here. We have animals running around. All we said was, please slow down. Oh, we can't tell them what to do. That's the Republican Party, you see. Scum. Absolute effing scum of the earth. So you want to be great? You want to make America great? Start with yourselves. You filth. You filthy filth. I can't take it. Sometimes I mean, I'm just like filth. I'm writing a tweet and I'm like filthy, filthy, filth. I can't. They're just filth. If I behave like that in my neighborhood, I would be punished, in the very least. Not, my father wouldn't come out and start vandalizing the neighbor's mailbox. Because, you know, I wasn't raised by a bunch of goddamn Republicans. Well, that's not true. My father was a Reagan Democrat. Or something. But he wasn't, I mean, if I acted like that, I'm sure you guys on the chat too. If I spoke to adults like that, I would have been, God knows, then my fucking ass beat and punished. These people, they're out of control. Here comes the producer now. All right, kid. Welcome to the show, producer. How you doing? Everyone, the producer is here. Just right in time, right on cue, little producer. I'm looking at the clock, and look, we're going to be losing the Progressive Voices listeners in a couple of minutes, so let's start on, I wanted to, well, it's not last, because we have a whole other half hour for the rest of the show. So if you're on Progressive Voices, you can listen to the rest of the show on the Patreon page and also at youtube.com/C4channel/Tarabuster and on Apple and all that, and APS Radio News. So, you know, do it. Do it, man. Do it. But here's another thing I wanted to talk about. Well, there's a couple of things, of course. It never stops. I don't know if you saw this bitch, Jenna Ellis. Did you see this fucking bitch? All right, relax, Junior. So, Jenna Ellis, who is former legal advisor to the con man, has been she's on Twitter because she, you know, this is what she is. She's a Twitter troll, professional Twitter troll, and attacking Rachel Maddow's looks, saying that she's hot. Not Rachel Maddow, that she's calling herself hot, and that liberals aren't hot. Look at Rachel Maddow. Now, I mean, honestly, I think Rachel Maddow's pretty goddamn hot. She's smart. She's incredible. She's not a moron. And, you know, she's not bad to look at. So, but it doesn't matter, you see. But that's what passes for scintillating commentary in the Republican, whatever, in the cesspool that is the rotting corpse of the Republican Party. And as if that has any merit, too. But to call somebody, to mock their looks and say that you're better because you're prettier somehow. And she's not pretty at all. She's fucking ugly. You know what I mean? Jenna Ellis is effing ugly. She is because beauty comes from inside out, as we all know. And she is a rotting corpse. So there's nobody more ugly than an adult who supposed to be an adult in years, but acts like a schoolyard bully and takes to Twitter to mock the looks of somebody that she doesn't agree with. And it's so beyond the pale. Of course, Lauren Boebert's little brats behave like they do. These are their role models. Their role models are absolute effing ugly monsters. You know, who don't know that they should shut their faces. They lack the maturity and the intellectual capacity and the self-reflection to understand, you know, when they should be embarrassed. You know, when they should shut their holes. Oh, of course. And the hypocrisy is beyond measure with them. You know, I mean, have they looked at Trump lately? He looks like they are. He looks like them. Scum, greasy, trans fat. Eating because he's not man enough. Shoving a bunch of corpses in his mouth as fast as he can because he's not man enough to admit that he lost. And here, let me show you. Look, she retweets this from some rando who's probably a Russian bot account. Now, this is a grown-ass woman, right? 400 followers, some Russian fucking bot account. She retweets liberalism. When you hate white males, but also want to look exactly like a white male. Ha ha ha. And that's supposed to be Rachel Maddow. And nobody hates white males more than Republicans, you see? You see, liberals are trying to, it's not just white males, but trying to ensure that white males don't have to continue to die as they are in epidemic rates by death, by despair, right? That's what liberals are trying to do. Why Republicans are sending these idiots to FBI offices with nail guns and assault weapons. They are traitors. And I hate to say it, but that's the end of the Progressive Voices part of the show. So go and become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. We stick together, we win. Check out the rest of the show at apsradionews.com or youtube.com/C4channel/Tarabuster. We will win. My name is Tara Devlin. We're on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy. We stick together, we win. I'll see you soon. All right, not too bad that time. I don't know how that happened. It just luck. All right, we're back. We're back. Nice to see you, Play Dave on the chat. Nice to see you. Oh, God. Oh, no. Why is animal cruelty trending? Please help me. I don't want to. I can't help it. I can't. Let's get back to this. Here's what Jenna Ellis says in her scintillating commentary, because she's a lawyer, you see. She's a very smart lawyer, an advisor to the con man. Jenna Ellis writes, Jenna Ellis Esquire, who, she writes, the left is still big mad that conservative women are hotter than Rachel Maddow. Can you fucking believe these people? Can you believe what children, and I don't even know what to say. I don't want to insult children. What tiny, small morons they are. And this is a grown woman who thinks she's it. Where is she? I mean, if she were in high school, she'd end up in detention. You know, if this were elementary school, you would correct this behavior. Because it's stupid, it's small, and it certainly doesn't belong anywhere in discourse, actual discourse, political discourse. You think you're fucking winning an argument when you're saying the left is mad that conservative women are hotter. If you're so mad about it, try embracing your femininity instead of looking gender neutral or like dudes. Oh my God. Where the fuck do we live? I know we have international listeners. Do you have people like this in power? So, of course, when I looked at Jenna Ellis's her Twitter page just to see how she likes to describe herself, she writes, America's lawyer, contributor to Newsmax. There she is. What a bitch. The Jenna Ellis Show. Oh, she's got a show. I bet she doesn't have to say, please become a patron. Fucking, this country is fucked. Senior advisor to Doug Mastriano, the PA governor. Former senior advisor and counsel to the con man. Relentlessly truthful. If I don't even know what to say. Okay. And this is the pinned tweet she has at the top. And this is why I say Republicans not only hate America, they're confused. Everything about them is a fraud, right? They hate Jesus. They hate America. They hate I don't know who they hate more, Jesus or America. But everything about them is a fraud. That's why they're so ugly from the inside. They don't radiate beauty. They radiate filth. Here's what she writes. I'm going on record now. If they try to cancel Christianity, if they try to force me to apologize or recant my faith, I will not bend. I will not waver. I will not break. Well, how brave in a country where that identifies 80% Christian. What a stance you're taking. So brave. What a rugged individual. On Christ, the solid rock, I stand, says Jenna Ellis. And I'm proud to be an American. Now, all of those things are bullshit. Christ? On Christ, the solid rock I stand? That's what and 2 seconds earlier, you're mocking Rachel Maddow's looks. Right? That's what you think. What do you think Christ would say? When when you were hungry, I fed you. If you were, but not unless you're hot. When you were in prison, I visited you, except you're not that hot. So I said, fuck it, fuck you. When you were, I was a stranger, but not a not very hot stranger. You built a wall. You vilified me and built a. I mean, these people are they are effing frauds. I'm sick of them. I'm sick of having to, give deference to this fake Christ that they pretend to worship when we know that if Christ came back, they'd crucify him again. You know that for a fact. They hate Christ, and it's about time, I don't know. It's about time that, I know Joe Biden would never, but Democrats need to call this shit out. Enough is enough. Because the bottom line is the American people want people who will fight. And the reason we're in this boat is because Democrats they don't fight. They roll over. And I understand a lot of this is the reason for a lot of that is because of money in politics. Money in politics is the root of this evil. If we wanted a functioning democracy, we wouldn't be flooding it with legal bribes. The legal bribes attracts the people like Trump, the people like Ted Cruz, and all the other scumbags. Rick Scott, Ron DeSantis, all of these scums of the earth. Matt Gaetz. I mean, how many times these scumbags, what do they do in their spare time, right? When nobody's looking, what do they do, right? Oh, I know stories. We read stories about Matt Gaetz when he, in his younger years, we know that he's a sexual predator that liked to bang underage girls. And that's a wrong way to put it. Sexually assault underage girls. In front of his friends, too, because he's like a dog, he hangs out, and then he Venmos them. And, sends them Venmo payment tagged with tuition, haha, wink, wink. But he's a piece of shit. But that's who they are. And we know that when he was younger, and because he's a little brat, like the rest of the Republicans, little spawns of somebody who had power, and he would run around the bars of Florida and wherever he was, Miami, yelling, "Don't you know who my daddy is?" That's what they do. What the fuck is Bristol Palin doing? What is she doing? Is she out there, trying to make the world a better place? Or is she trying to, have a reality TV show? They are horrible, right? When we talked about it many times about Jimmy Carter, how they vilified him. But he was is an actual Christian. That's why they hate him. And what's he doing in his time that he has on earth? He didn't leave office and go and come up with some scam, some Carlyle group or whatever, try to siphon more money out of dupes. He's building Habitat for Humanity. He's teaching Sunday school. They hate him because that's very confusing to them. He's not on Twitter calling somebody fat, calling somebody a fat pig or ugly. But when they are the ugliest of creatures, am I wrong? No. They're ugly. That's right. Errol on the chat. Trump was also in the dressing room of 15-year-old females getting ready for the pageants. That's what he would do. He would walk in Because he's a sexual predator. He's a piece of dirt. They are dirt. Everybody is nothing to them. Everyone is a commodity to be exploited. So anybody to stick their dick in or to distract them from the empty black hole of shit that is their soul. Just for a second. That's what they're doing. They don't go out and help people. Go volunteer. Go build Habitat for Humanity. There's so many things you can do. Volunteer with animals. Go help a fucking animal, right? No, instead they want to eat. They'll kill. Shove some more corpses in their mouths. That's all they do. It's all about stuffing themselves with outside shit to distract them from the fact that they are horrible people. Horrible. They hate themselves, they hate America, and they hate Jesus. They really, am I right? Somebody, if you have a different opinion, or you can point me in a different direction, I'm open to hearing it. But they're horrible. Like, I don't know if you saw this today. One of their candidates for office, Louis Miguel, or Louis, maybe? I don't know how he goes. Louis Miguel, or Louis Miguel, a Republican candidate for the House from St. Augustine, is banned from Twitter permanently after advocating violence against the federal government. Republican Louis Miguel, running against incumbent Representative Bobby Payne in a redrawn House District 20, was suspended from Twitter after a tweet advocating that Floridians should shoot federal agents on sight. This is the tweet. Under my plan, all Floridians will be able to shoot FBI, IRS, ATF, and all other federal troops on sight. Aren't they wonderful? And this is what you get. This is what you get for not pushing back all the time from these fucking monsters. Like, whenever a filthy fascist dirtbag Republican, I know I repeat myself, said this, whenever they supposedly, when they purport that the Second Amendment is so we can murder representatives and people in the government, then no one pushes back, right? That should, because you know what it is, Democrats, normal people, expect better, and they think that's the outlier. But if you let that lay in the floor like a stench bomb, it only spreads. It's like Giuliani's farts. That's what Jenna Ellis, she's the one that had to sit by Giuliani when he was passing gas on when one of these hearings where they were spreading the big lie, and poor Giuliani, fuck you, Giuliani, America's mayor. My ass is America's mayor. More. My ass is America's ass more than he's America's mayor. They were giving him accolades. I told you guys that I watch Morning Joe. It's my dirty, filthy habit, which gets me off to a start in the day. It aggravates me right out of the gate. But I don't know. I don't know why. I'm a glutton for punishment that way. But they were giving him props today, or maybe it was yesterday, I don't remember. But they were saying, like, how he really cleaned up New York. Fuck you. It wasn't him. It was other people. Then they talk about this broken windows bullshit. That's a whole other story, which I won't get into now. But that is, it's complete bullshit. That Giuliani, what the hell did he do? Other people, he just, took credit for the things that other people were doing. Of course. And in fact, people who know Giuliani, and I don't know him personally, but I lived in New York my whole life, but they said that this is Giuliani. It's not that he's changed. He's always been this way. He's always been a scumbag. Oh my God. You want to know how stupid? Oh, well, I mean, Republicans are just horrible. Here, I have some clips to it's not just me saying they're horrible. Let's hear it from the traitor's mouth. Here we go. Here's Republicans lying to the people they pretend to represent and calling for violence against IRS agents, FBI agents, anybody who works for this government that the founders fought a revolution to entrust to us.
Those IRS agents are designed to come after you. They're not designed to come after the billionaires and the big corporations.
Of course, that's Ted Cruz, but of course we know he's full of shit. Now, I don't know, in fact, this whole 87,000 IRS agents it's not a thing. Of course, Republicans are stirring up fear and anger against IRS agents being hired when what they're doing. See, the IRS is this is what Republicans do, and this is why you never give them power. But unfortunately, people do. They destroy like termites. They destroy everything they touch, but they destroy it from the inside. And they have so underfunded the IRS that when you try to get help from the IRS, if you call them, good luck. Good luck, Bobby. Good luck. I had to call the IRS, I had filed my taxes and whatever. I needed to talk to, because I filed an extension. This is a long story, whatever. And I filed an extension this year too. I got to get them done by October 15th. But I had to get in touch with the IRS, and good luck. Good effing luck trying to get in touch with somebody, trying to talk to somebody. You go around and around and around. But that's the way Republicans want it, because they're so understaffed. But it's like they do with the Socialist Security Office and anything that the American people need to have a functioning civilization. Imagine in a functioning civilization, you would pick up the phone and there would be an IRS agent answering your questions and helping you. Because guess what? You fucking traitors, and I'm talking to the Republicans right now. Taxes are the admission price to civilization. And if you don't I know you like civilization, you just don't like sharing with people who have darker pigment. That's the real problem. But why don't you move? Get out. Go away. Move to a desert island and leave the civilization alone. I'm so sick of them. I just watched this thing on Netflix about, maybe you saw it too. It was about these anarchists that and something happened. There was a murder. Somebody got murdered. And they have this anarchy summit every year called Anacapulco. Let me see. Anacapulco? And in Acapulco. A lot of them live in Acapulco. Anacapulco? Anarchy. Well, I can't even spell it. Anarchy. Anacapulco. Here, maybe. Here we go. I don't know, whatever. Anarchist convention. And, it was so annoying. It just basically it proved me what I say all the time, is this, that they are overgrown, emotionally stunted toddlers. And that's what they are. I find it funny that somebody was like selling T-shirts or whatever in the hotel, and they're like, did you get permission to sell those T-shirts or whatever? And then the guy's like, permission? Because that's what they do. Though, how dare you ask for a permit or something? We're anarchists. But I found it funny that they're all, benefiting from the civilization. Like, they're not out there digging their own wells and starting their own communities. They're sucking on the civilization that we create, but except they're not paying their taxes. They're doing everything to avoid paying their fair share. And when you challenge them and say, did you do this or that, the right way? Did you get a permit for this? Did you go and build this to code? Did you do, your due diligence as required by being a member of society? They're like, oh, my freedom is being assaulted. Well, go away then. Don't use our water. Don't drive our roads. But they do. They do. You know what I'm saying? Go away. Go to a desert island. There are many. And build your own community. Build your own roads. Dig your own wells. Do your own internet. Get your own electricity going. Why are you sucking on our power grid? But you don't pay? You don't pay your fair share? I hate these people. It's like the overgrown, emotionally stunted and Ron Paul was one of the speakers at this anarchist convention. Of course he was. Because that's who they are. They just don't want to, they don't want to be told what to do. They're like babies. And none of them are, some are more authentic than others. But they're all frauds. Every single one. Even though there was the couple who got, one of the guy was the guy that got murdered. The two of them, I found them to be funny and quite a couple of characters. But even still, of course they fled the United States and they were living in Acapulco. But they're still living in society, using all this, just sucking on it like a parasite, right? Go away, then go to the desert. I mean, you could go into the jungle and find your own community, build your own little community. What are you doing? What are you going on our internet? What are you doing? Plugging your shit into our electric grid. Why are you cooking using the water from the taps? Who did you pay for the inspectors who ensure that water is free of parasites? No, you didn't. And then you go to the store and you buy your meat, and the meat is not riddled with parasites, and you didn't have to go out and kill something. Right? But you trust that it's not riddled with parasites. Well, who paid for the inspectors who inspected the meat? I just can't stand these people. And that's Republicans in a nutshell. Babies. Emotionally stunted babies, and that's the base, and also many of the so-called fake, I hate calling them representatives because they're fake. They're not representing anything but their own empty, rotting corpse of a soul. And then you get a Ted Cruz. He is the biggest parasite. Well, besides Trump. They're just parasites who suck on, who make this body politic diseased. And they latch onto it like a freaking leech and suck whatever the feeding on the fissures of disunity. Oh, well, here, let's keep going with Teddy, little Ted Cruz, Cancun Cruz.
They're designed to come after small businesses and working families.
Of course, he's lying. He's lying. You see what they're doing? They want, it's like that book that, what's his name? You know, that guy. Malcolm Nance, yeah. Who wrote a book called They Want to Kill Americans. Yes. They do. And these fucking traitor parasites are setting it up. When a monster put some pipe bombs at a local IRS office, and some lady that's been working there for 30 years, you know, some lady who is just a bureaucrat with the green eye shades, right? Punching numbers, putting in her time so she could go go on vacation now and then and retire. She's got to put up with this shit. Well, that's the people, somebody that's going to get killed by these fuckers. And they don't give a shit. Ron Death Santis, Cancun Cruz, these are the same ones who did nothing. They didn't give a shit that 1 million Americans died during COVID. Oh, but they love Jesus, don't they? They love Jesus. They love God. In God we trust. We don't believe in government. We believe in God. Well, get the fuck out of government then. We believe in God. Well, guess what? If fine, believe in your sky spook, but that has no bearing on the government. I know you hate that. I know, because every move you make is to tear down this government that the founders they pledged their lives, fortunes, and sacred honor to each other. Not to the con man, not to King George, not to the rich. But, you know, that's why I say these Republicans, they are committing malpractice. It's political malpractice because they know better. You think, of course, Ron DeSantis knows better. He knows what he's doing. He knows he's going to kill somebody. And it won't be enough. When that person dies, this corpse, this rotting corpse of the Republican Party, they're going to keep going like business as usual. Nothing is going to stop them until we stop them mercilessly, without apology. And I'm talking legally and peacefully, but we have to crush these monsters into the ground and cover it over. It's like, fuck the bridge. You want to burn that bridge, burn it down, dynamite it, bulldoze it over, salt the earth, like, so nothing like this will ever grow again. And that's why when Joe Biden is getting together with his summit, I don't need a summit. We need action. We need a full court press on these traitors, and it includes the likes of them, of DeSantis, of Cancun Cruz, of the con man. Put that fucking con man in jail. Who cares? Oh, civil war. Bring it, bitch. Bring it. I'll put my fucking uniform back on. Let's do it. I wish I was still in the National Guard. I do. Oh my God, I wish. That would have been, oh my God, to fight these fuckers like that? Oh, forget it. It would be my pleasure, as well as my duty, to crush them legally and peacefully. Well, maybe not peacefully at that point, but crush them without apology, with the full weight of the law of this government that the founders entrusted us with. And we have an obligation to do it for every person that ever died for this country. We have a duty to crush these monsters with the full force of the law and everything else at our disposal before they kill this country for good.
The mom and pop. They're going to go after the small business person,
Bullshit.
the independent contractor,
Bullshit.
the Uber driver, and they're going to focus on basically parts of the country that don't support what the regime is trying to do.
You understand the regime? The regime. You mean the regime? You mean the president in this constitutionally limited democratic republic that the majority of Americans voted for? I know that there's no election, no government, no candidate or representative or senator is legitimate unless the con man gives its blessing. Unless you win, it's not legitimate, right? You fucking grifters. Oh, I hate them. Legally and peacefully hate them. There's so many other... What do I have?
Pelosi trying to start a nuclear war in Asia. Is there an effort by the national security?
All of these Republicans, all they do is go on their podcasts now. That's Matt Gaetz, of course.
State to stoke violence in a civil war here at home.
Those IRS agents are designed to come after.
They're designed to come after you. I already played this one. Here's another one.
This is the deep state's revenge.
What they've been doing to President Trump is political persecution.
We'd be better off to think of these people as wolves.
That's Newt Gingrich. You see what I mean? All of the Republicans are the rotting corpse now. Newt Gingrich. This is the one-time soul of the Republican Party. I mean, they've always been this, but now it's off the hook.
Wolves, who want to eat you.
Yeah, wolves. IRS are wolves, and the FBI are wolves who want to eat you. No, they're not. They are our fellow Americans. Yes, Terry Taylor on the chat says, make my day, fascists. I agree. Make my day. Bring it. Bring it.
Want to dominate.
The way our federal government has gone, it's like what we thought about the Gestapo.
The Gestapo. And that's Rick Scott, who is a crook.
Gestapo crap, and it will not stand.
Of course, that's Boebert, banned from the bowling alley, who doesn't know what the fuck the Gestapo is. Explain the Gestapo.
Gestapo Stasi tactics.
And of course, that's Gorka. These are Nazis. They are the goddamn Nazis.
The FBI right now is the Gestapo.
Steve?
The FBI is the Gestapo.
This is some third world bullshit right here. Let me say it again. Third world bullshit.
The FBI and the Department of Justice are going to give Trump a fair and impartial firing squad.
Is there?
If only. And it goes on. Well, all right, guys, listen. We got a lot of work to do. Gazpacho crap? Yeah, exactly, Winston. My God. We got problems up in this bitch, but guess what? We will win. You know it. because we're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, and democracy. We're the patriots. We stick together. We win. My name is Tara Devlin. Become a patron, patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Real liberal media. APS Radio News. I'll see you soon. I know. What a clown show, Jim. What a clown show. Oh, my lordy, lordy. Guys. Listen. All right, listen. We had a good show today. I mean, we had a good get together. I'm not sure what day. We will have a show this week coming up. Oh, the producer's right here. Wait. Errol, the producer is right here. He's sitting right there. Right, honey? Say hello. Krabby. I woke him up. All right, little one. They were asking for you. You know what was so funny? Yeah. It was at night. I was trying to take a picture. I was getting some pictures. This new iPhone takes all right pictures in the dark, but it wasn't doing it any justice. Let me see if I could. Because I was watching, there's a new show on Netflix about cats. It's like a little, like a little movie. Oh, here he comes. I woke him up. Now there's no ignoring him now. Here's the Junior, the producer. There you are. Yes, what do you think? Say hello. Say hello. Right there. So I put that show on. Oh, Jesus. Oopsie. The camera fell. I think it's something about cats. You'll see it if you have Netflix. It's good. And so I was watching. But you know what was so funny is that as soon as I put it on, Ray, he watched the whole thing. He sat and watched the whole thing. Look. The whole thing from start to finish. He just sat there watching it. He loved it. He absolutely loved it. There he is, watching it. He was riveted. It was very cute. See? I couldn't believe it. Was very funny. He liked it. He saw all the other cats, and he just sat there the whole time and watched the whole goddamn thing. See, look. There's him watching a cat come out of a hole. He's very funny. He does. The other two don't really watch TV. Ray does. Sometimes I leave cat TV on for him in the bedroom. That's a good thing for them. They like, it has like squirrels and birds running around. They enjoy it. I didn't realize he would enjoy watching other cats so much like that. And he just, it was so funny. He just sat there the whole show, watched the whole damn thing. Anyway. All right, guys, listen. I got to get the show ready for Progressive Voices. I want to thank you for hanging out. We have a lot of work to do, as you know. But if we, didn't have each other, I would be worse. I know that. So I thank you. I would be a lot worse for wear. I wish my glass. My face is crooked. I know. That's why. My glasses are crooked. It's a thing. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I got to get the show ready for Progressive Voices. Remember, you can join the Discord page if you want to post pictures of your own cats watching cat TV, or just your other animals, and stay in touch in between shows. Post articles if you want us to talk about them, or shit like that. So we are in constant communication, really, if you think about it. But if you can, please give the show a good review on iTunes and tell your friends and invite people to hang out, to get together in the greatest chat room in American history. And also, I don't know. All I can say is we will win. We will win. So I don't just say that, even though I say it, but I'm not just saying it. It is, we will win. They have to pretend they are us. So that just goes to show you we will win. And I don't know what I would do without you. So thank you so much for all you do. And like I say, thank you. Where's my other thing over here? Here we go. Yes. My name is Tara Devlin. This is unapologetic liberal talk. On the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. We stick together. We win. I'll see you guys very soon.